Good evening, I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Earlier today, Nebraska baseball gained a commitment from the transfer portal from former Creighton baseball catcher Hogan Haligso. Haligso is a .286 hitter that has 5 home runs and 49 RBIs in his 3 years with the Blue Jays. Haligso will have 1 year of eligibility remaining. Yesterday, Husker Volleyball picked up their first commitment for the 2026 class. Gabby DeVita, a 6'1" outside hitter from Michigan, is rated the 9th best prospect in the nation via Prep Volleyball and 10th by Prep Dig. Last season, in her sophomore year of high school, DeVita averaged 5.6 kills a set on a .445 hitting percentage, in addition to 2.9 digs per set. The Nebraska women's golf team added yet another transfer today, this time from Wichita State. Lauren Teal, a graduate of Wahoo Bishop Newman High School, is following in the footsteps of her older sisters Haley, Hannah, and Lindsay, who combined to earn 11 women's golf letters at Nebraska. Teal will have 3 years of eligibility remaining. The College World Series continued play up in Omaha today as Florida eliminated North Carolina State 5-4. In just a few minutes, Texas A&M plays Kentucky in a winner's bracket game that can be watched on ESPN. And later tonight at 7:30 Central, it's the NBA Finals as the Celtics host the Mavericks. The Celtics can win the NBA championship with a win tonight. That game can be seen on ABC. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here come the Razorbacks, bumping over the left. Gillen, she stopped. Rick Allen, block number 11 for the team 16. They're body bumping in Lincoln.
Dillon turns, hands it off to Dowdell, left side, bounces to the outside, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Dante Dowdell.
Shelley throws down low. Markowski kicks it out to Jazz, knocked away by Marshall. 7 to shoot, 6 to shoot. Shelley for 3. You betcha! Huskers take their first lead of the game with 30 seconds left.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Breaking ball outside corner. Make it an even 10 for McConaughey, and the Hoosiers leave 2 more here in the top of the 7th.
Now the 3-2, and Bretwell swings and hammers it deep center field. She's gone! Home run, Eva Bretwell, and a 2-0 lead for the Cornhuskers.
Tominaga with 9, 8, 7, starts down the right side, goes to the right sideline, 4 seconds, step back, 30-footer. Got it! Unbelievable! I don't believe what I just saw. Tominaga knocks it home.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
And we're back for another week of Sports Nightly. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope you all took care of the fathers in your world. Jessica, I don't think your dad was in town, but I think he's coming. So I hope you at least made a phone call to your dad yesterday.
Yes, he is going to be here this Thursday, and I booked a tee time. We talked about that last week. So he wanted to try out a new course. He's been to a few, and so I got a tee time, so he's excited about that. So we're going to do that on Friday. My brother told me, hey, go ahead and get him 2 different tee times on 2 days because he's going to be here through Saturday. But I think he just said one round. So I can't wait for him to get up here and try out another course here in Lincoln.
There you go.
And so good to see you, by the way, Greg. Hope you had a
happy
birthday, or happy birthday, happy Father's Day.
Well, thank you. Dads are big. I'm still convinced moms are the key to most households, but dads are obviously very, very big and big influence in sports too. And I know your dad was a big influence on you, and you getting involved in sports at the high school level, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. So my dad actually was a high school basketball coach and I was born in October and was in the gym going to basketball games by November. So I quite literally grew up in the gym, and he was a superintendent at a small school in Oklahoma, so luckily had keys to the gym anytime, so we'd go up there. And he was a coach in a lot of my sports growing up, whether it be basketball or softball, the little that I played up until my 7th grade year, and now golf. So he's coached me, and I also go back to even me finding potentially wanting to maybe get into this career. I was watching a football game with my dad and my brother, and we saw a sideline reporter. And at that time, the women that you saw doing sports broadcasting were mainly the sideline reporters. And so that's what I thought I could do, was be a sideline reporter for ESPN. And that's what initially sparked my interest in getting into sports broadcasting. And then thankfully, there's been a whole world of broadcasting that's been opened up. The doors have been opened so wide for women in this industry. But yeah, so there's a lot of things. My love of sports, specifically my love of basketball, and now golf, and then me wanting to get into this industry. A lot I can credit to my dad, and also just allowing me to believe in whatever you want to do, you can do it. Both him and my mom were big on that. And if you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So a lot of the things that were instilled in me growing up, and no doubt played a role into the woman that I became, this job that I'm doing, and absolutely, no doubt about it, my love of sports.
You mentioned golf. Is this where we're obliged to congratulate the big dog?
I guess we should have just gone the whole show without giving him a shout out, because he could not wait to rub it in our faces that he won the U.S. Open pool. But I guess, we're not going to be sore losers, so we'll go ahead and give it up to the big dog for winning our draft U.S. Open challenge. You
and I have football prediction crowns that we can tout.
Yes, multiple. Yes. Yeah.
So,
which he's lucky to kind of be in the hunt. So we'll allow him to have this golf title.
Absolutely. Speaking of football, it's a busy weekend around the complex. Big recruiting weekend, the Friday Night Lights camp, and the Huskers lassoed him a big commitment over the weekend. Malcolm Simpson, a defensive lineman from the Galveston area. This is a 4-star defensive lineman. If you follow Coach Knighton on Twitter, you could tell he was pretty pumped up yesterday when Malcolm told him that he was committing to the Cornhuskers. Some pretty good schools in on this young man, and 6'3", 255. I think Nebraska feels like there's a lot of room to put some weight on that body as they move forward. So now that class, the 2025 class, up to 11 commitments. They have one more big weekend coming up before everything kind of shuts down in the month of July. But the momentum continues to kind of spin for this program right now, and it hasn't come maybe in a rush, Jessica, but it's been kind of a slow trickle that every now and then, boom, here comes another commitment. I think they've got to feel really good right now in the offices.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, you just follow Coach Knighton on social media, and you could tell how ecstatic he was. But just cannot say enough how important it is to bring in, yes, a lot of times in the portal you can get the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman that can play right away. But when you talk about development throughout the program and getting them in here young and being able to utilize them from a young age, those young high school defensive linemen, offensive linemen are important to the continued growth of the program, especially up front. I mean, you've got to be good up front to win in this league. And I say that, but then Coach Knighton had several true freshmen that were ready to go last year. And so that's also got to be intriguing for some of these young guys that are looking and, hey, if I come as a true freshman, a lot of places, they might say, oh, you can't play as a true freshman, but at Nebraska, they're going to give me a chance if I'm doing things the right way. But Coach Knighton has done a heck of a job recruiting, and both out of the portal and building some really, you look at the list of talent that he's been able to bring in on the defensive line, the true coming out of high school recruits just in the 2 years that he's been here. He's got some exciting talent. I mean, Cam Linhart's now the true sophomore, Riley Van Poppel, Prince Williman Manyelin. He's been able to rack up quite a bit of talent there and guys that I know he believes are going to have an opportunity to be able to come right in and contribute. And it's a line change with that defensive line, as we saw last year. He rotates a lot of guys in, keeps them fresh, and the more of those types of bodies you can get in here that can play right away and spell guys, it just continues to help the entire defense as it all starts up front.
You know, if you said, Greg, pick up a guy on the staff that maybe has surprised you, it would be him. I didn't know what to expect out of Terrence. I knew he played in the National Football League, and sometimes those guys can make the transition to coaching, sometimes they don't. But you're right, he has been phenomenal. And then to get a guy like Ty Robinson to go, I want to come back and play one more year for that guy. I think that speaks a lot to Terrence. But, man, I'm not sure I would pick anybody else in the staff as somebody who's maybe surprised me the last year and a half more than Terrence Knighton.
I think if you go back to this time a year ago, and Searles and I have talked about this a bunch because we talked about it throughout spring football last year and then leading up into fall camp, talking about the defensive line could be the biggest question mark, would probably be the biggest question mark, just because you had a lot of young, unproven guys. And then it turns out to be arguably the MVP, right, position group. And the way that they came out and played, and so many players that were ready to go, I think, and just it speaks, and I've sat down and talked with a number of those defensive linemen that speak about the job that Terrence Knighton does developing. Not every player is the same, and that's what he loves about his group. I mean, they've got a bunch of guys that come together, but he understands and appreciates each different personality and can relate to them and bring them all together. And so then it's I like the O-line group. It's a big unit, and they take a lot of pride in that. But how he's able to develop guys at different skill levels, right? I mean, from Ty Robinson and Nash to the younger guys like Cam Linhart and Prince William Yellen. I mean, you just cannot deny his ability to be able to develop and continue to get guys ready to play. The proof is in the pudding after last year, and he's just continuing to add to that group of depth. But yeah, it's he's impressive. And we joked about it when he came in for his turn on the Football Coaches Show, and I was like, man, I got to be honest, I doubted what you're going to be able to do with that group just for the lack of numbers. He goes, oh, I know, we took receipts, and I don't think from the start, I don't think he questioned it. I just think he knew they were a little thin in the numbers in the spring, but then with some of the guys he knew would be coming in, and the opportunities that Prince and Cam got, and then they obviously saw something special in James Williams that none of us really knew a lot about. So I think he felt pretty good about it, despite the question marks that a lot of the outside world had. And then they came out and proved it right from the start. From the start, that very first game, you saw the tone was set by that defensive line.
You have the unique perspective of being able to be down on that sideline. What's Terrence like during games?
Oh, it's really fun. I've said this multiple times, and I know Damon and you have talked about it, but it's probably my favorite position group huddle to listen into. The way that he manages that group of guys, he is very, very quick to celebrate them, and the way that he communicates with them, but then also he's going to get on them, and the expectations are there, and they continue to develop for that defensive line throughout the season, and he's got high expectations for them, but and then just seeing how he communicates with rotating guys in. Okay, it's going to be this group here. This is what we need. And then to see the guys that are around, like Ty and Nash, start to celebrate when those other guys get an opportunity. It's just such a neat dynamic, and that starts with Terrence Knighton and the culture that he establishes within that room and how they celebrate each other. But he coaches, he teaches, he pushes. He's not afraid to let them know when they have done something wrong. But then also to see the way nobody celebrates like Terrence Knighton when his guys make a good play, and he's quick to congratulate, but he's also quick to hold them to a high standard. That also is a reflection of how he was coached by Matt Rule, is also a guy like that has high expectations, but he's also going to let you know when you've done something right and celebrate that moment with you. But he's a fun coach, and I just can't say enough about just the things that the players in that D-line room say about how he is when they're even in their meeting rooms, and how he brings guys together, and how he teaches and coaches, and the way he sees the game. And he's done it at the highest level, so he's able to implement and instill that, but he also knows how to get certain things out of certain guys because they are so different. But yeah, he's a up-and-coming rising star. I think Matt Rule has said that in his profession, and I think no doubt could absolutely be a defensive coordinator one day if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. Well, we got a great show lined up for you tonight. Damon Benning's going to stop by. We'll talk some recruiting with Damon and get his thoughts about some of these particularly local guys that have already committed to this 2025 class for Matt Rule. And there are all kinds of things we can talk about with DB. So that's coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Next hour, Jessica had a chance to catch up with Britt Prince, who is probably the diamond of this recruiting class, coming in for Amy Williams, who had a stellar career at the high school level here in the state of Nebraska, dominant career, 4 straight titles, Gatorade Player of the Year, all of that. So excited to have Britt now part of the Husker Athletic Departments. We'll have some of that. And last week, the newest edition of the Kicking Back with the Cooks podcast came out. We'll play you some snippets of that, where I guess they're trying to name a horse. Is that what's going on with that thing?
Yes, Greg. This was announced last week, and they had over 10,000 responses. So I don't know how they're going to go through them all. I don't know. We probably need to pick the brain of Nick Burkhardt or see what they're going to do. How are they going to get it down from 10,000 to 1? I don't know. So, but yes, he put it out there. It goes back to my interview with him that I had when he announced that and that was part of the release, was that he was going to get this horse, number 415. I'm like, but what do you call him, right? I mean, it's not like 415 is not the easiest to say. And so he's thinking about that, I think, and then ended up finding a way to be able to involve Husker Nation. And so I cannot wait to see what the ultimate horse name becomes, but we're going to dive into that with the Kicking Back with the Cooks and why he chose the way he did to be able to pick this horse's name.
All right, well, we'll look forward to what Cole sliced and diced. I think Cole and Cam did today. I'm anxious to hear what part they pulled out of that podcast for us to listen to. And, of course, we want you to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400. That's our phone number. That's also our text line. Love to have your interaction on the program. Well, Husker fans, check out the all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Hy-Vee, an official grocer partner of Husker Athletics. And it is your one-stop shop for making your life easier, healthier, and happier. Visit your local Hy-Vee today. Back with DB next.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Husker fans, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high-performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. What a thrill for us tonight to be joined by Damon Benning, and happy belated Father's Day to you, sir. I hope the family took care of you yesterday.
Yeah, it was a pretty quiet day. Got to see some good baseball and spent a lot of time at home, man. It's I always appreciate any time we get a chance to chat, especially when there's not a real football game to be played and it's just you and I shooting the breeze with our listeners.
Staying with the father theme, Damon, you got to move Caleb down to the university a few weeks ago. How was that? How has he adapted to college life in his first few weeks?
Yeah, it's been amazing. You know, I thought he would have a little tougher transition than he did, but maybe that's just how he feels about me. He's been fine. You know, they called and on a Saturday, he graduated on Sunday, and he was gone Monday morning. So he moved down a couple of weeks earlier from the intended due date, and I actually think for the both of us that was a positive because I didn't have a chance to lament and really say goodbye, and he got a chance to get 3 weeks of a head start. So, like I said, he graduated Sunday at 2. He was enrolled and in a meeting with Dennis LeBlanc, Greg, at 9:30 the following Monday. It was an incredible weekend to get him to get him on the move. I didn't know if he was going to agree. Coach Sharpe, Coach Sharpe. Yeah, you're right. You've been coaching me to stay out of trouble. Coach Rule and Coach Coop, called on Saturday. They talked to my wife first, which is kind of fitting. And then Caleb knew ahead of time. So I thought he maybe would just commute, but he wanted to make the full move in just 36 hours. So like I said, hindsight, it was probably for the best because it forced me to adjust quickly and him too. So we're off and running.
Fantastic. Well, this is a big month for recruiting, and it certainly was an active weekend for the Huskers. I think they're up to 11 commits now. They got the big defensive lineman. That was a nice get from the Galveston, Texas area. How do you feel this class is setting up in your analysis of where this staff is going with this particular class?
Well, I like it a lot, and they're not afraid to swing for the fences. For all the talk and scuttlebutt about them finding diamonds in the rough and, them, kind of being satellite camp guys and Friday Night Light guys. They've shot their shot with a lot of quality players. And, they've got a couple of commits, I think, that are in the fold most recently this weekend. And they're not done yet. I thought this weekend, the 21st may be the big one, G-Sharp, but this one is certainly no slouch. It's 1A. If not right there. It was what I call a big guy weekend, where it was a lot of O-line, D-line. Obviously, my guy Christian Jones, outside linebacker, was there. And so I think it's interesting that June has become such an important month. When we used to talk about it, it was like this pipe dream. We need a different signing period. I don't mind a summer signing period. And I never thought I would see official visits and guys on campus and get so much away from the game day experience like we have so quickly.
What about some of the Omaha commits? You certainly are locked into that scene pretty well. Tell us about some of the guys that have already announced they're going to be Huskers in the 25 class. Your thoughts on some of them?
Yeah, I'm really, I got to start with Tyson Terry. His dad, coached Caleb for 3 years over at the Little Vikes organization, and he's such a competitor. He's a big, strong, physical kid. He's the cool thing about him is, and I kind of like guys like this. He's fairly mean-spirited, but he's also a guy that I would let babysit, my 5-year-old. So he's a guy that they're very, very, very good friends. As a matter of fact, they could have had the choice at a third roommate. And if Tyson would have come out this year, he would have been he and Donovan's third roommate. So that's just what I think of Tyson Terry. Caden Vermas, awfully explosive. He's been a handful for us to kind of corral as we try to defend Millard North. He's going to bring a lot of speed and explosiveness. He may try his hand at some quarterback this year, and so we'll see how they move him around. Carpenter, if he was at any other school, and this is no disrespect to Lincoln Southwest, but another offensive school, you move him down the road to 370 or somewhere above US, he's a 1,200-yard receiver probably. He's explosive, can high point a ball, really, really competitive, doesn't say a whole lot, kind of commands the respect of the room, just goes about his business. Connor Booth, he's a workhorse. If Nebraska wants a tough, strong kid, Connor Booth is that guy. Not afraid to tote the mail, stick his face in there. He's everything you want. Pierce Newberry, again, another long, angular. He's kind of built like a drinking straw, Sharpie, but Pierce is. He can really go get a football. I know a lot of people talk about his defensive prowess, but I'm telling you, he is a handful going to get some of those balls up the sideline. He wins a lot of 50-50 balls.
Well, you've got the behind-the-scenes look because because of your recruitment of Caleb, you kind of know how this staff works. How impressed are you by their organization, their relentlessness? Just talk a little bit about that for the folks.
Gosh, it's incredible. It really is. And that's not lip service. You know me for a long time, and I'd rather be right than well liked. So, what I say is what I mean. And their due diligence and an ability to be highly, highly organized. For instance, just with Caleb, when they wanted to move early, he's 3 weeks ahead of schedule. When we're moving him in his dorms, there's only two or three other people in the suite. And Dr. Elza pokes her head in and she says, hey, sure, I'm glad y'all decided to come down early. I told our staff on Saturday before we made the call, let's just plan on him saying yes and get the ball rolling with his student ID numbers, his classes, making sure he was ready to start pre-session. So you can't do those kinds of things, Sharpie, without having everybody pull in the same direction. You take a look at their strength and conditioning, their performance. Their presentations are unbelievable. The measurables, making sure that you get that DEXA scan. They know your body fat, what kind of good weight you can take on, where you have deficiencies, where you have an imbalance, just the measurables. The academic side, I asked Dennis about, it was a couple months ago, Sharpie. I said, what's the difference? I've seen 20 some odd years of this, what's been the difference for you? Not to take away anything from anybody else, let's just talk about Coach Rowland. He said, you know, the one thing that he came to me first and he said, what can I do to make your life easier? What can I do to get our student athletes a better experience with their academics? And, you know, Dennis said, he said, you know what, just get them here, get them in the seats and we'll drive the bus. And he said, it's been such a pleasant surprise with their attention to detail. You know, Caleb, they're basically busy from, you know, he's busy 11 hours out of the day. And it's a productive 11 hours. And wow. The cool thing about it is, Sharpie, the staff is so well oiled. You know, Avery Gossett and Keith Williams and Kristen and Ryan Callahan and Vince Ginta, they're incredible. They're so. You're really good with words. It's this thing where there's autonomy to do your job because Coach Rule knows that you're obviously you command a salary, you have a job to do, so he understands that. But the fact that they know all the little intricacies of what the right and the left hand are doing have been nothing short of extraordinary.
Last week, they allowed some media members to kind of get a peek at the Go Big project. I know you've walked around there a little bit. It's hard to describe. I'm in awe when I'm in parts of that new building, DB. It's just impressive to all get out.
Couldn't believe it. You know, true story. I haven't even told this story. When I walked into the staff room, you know, where they meet as a staff, nobody had been in there yet. It was pretty new. The automated lights come on. I looked at the table and the infrastructure and the seats and the sound system. I literally laughed and I walked out in the hallway. I didn't laugh because somebody told a funny joke. It was just an incredible room for a meeting of the minds. I just couldn't believe how far it's come in terms of leaving no stone unturned, utilizing all the space in the room, the quality of the furniture. And I mean, Cole's probably the only one smart enough between the three of us to run any sort of systems in that room with their technology. I was blown away. The walkthrough room where you can get 35 to 40 players in there with big, you know, huge televisions where you can literally do walkthroughs on turf, watching tape real time. It's incredible. The lounge, you know, Kristen was pretty animate, Coggins, about, you know, she didn't want buffet stations. She wanted cooking stations, and she wanted it to be a high quality. It is the rest and recovery area. I was floored. Their facilities won't take a back seat to anyone.
Unbelievable. Damon Benning with us here on Sports Eye. A few more minutes with DB. Are you a magazine guy? Are you going out and picking up the Athlons and the Lindys and the Phil Steeles, or do you try to? What's your strategy this time of year as you get prepped?
Tell you what, I'm concerned. I'm consuming all the information I can get. I want to be with you at Big Ten Media Days so you can clue me into, you know, looking at people's records, and I can get smarter. I was blown away by your wherewithal last year. I'll be prepared for you this year. I'm a big magazine guy, and I think this year is a little different, and I think you'd agree. A lot of folks there's a buzz and there's a little bit of excitement about Nebraska, so it makes reading the preseason prognostications and all that, it makes it pretty fun.
You okay with all these night games?
You know, I am and I'm not. It's good, you know, our pregame, you know, 4 hours, Benny Mack, us kind of just shooting a breeze. At least I know I can get to the stadium on time. That's always a bonus. But it's hard to wait, and I don't envy the players. I know it's good for the fans and it creates an electric environment, but it is really hard to stay patient and in the moment. So I kind of feel for the players a little bit, but for everybody else, hey, I'm okay with it.
Very good. Damon, good to catch up on it. It's been a little while, so I wanted to get you on and get your thoughts about some of this recruiting, which obviously is grabbing all the headlines right now. And, boy, we're probably, a little over 60 days out. I can't believe it. It's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, you made my week. I appreciate it. Anytime you guys need me.
There he is, Damon Benning, joining us here to give us a little Husker football talk in the middle of June. He joined us on our Woodhouse Auto Family Hotline. They are your trusted auto partner, 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. or making car buying on your terms, visit us online at woodhouse.com. All right, phone lines, text lines back open, 402-413-2400. Jessica will rejoin me next.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails. Dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the trail-taming 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Husker fans, springtime in Sharpe County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSharpe.com.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high-performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Experience the thrill of the open road at Woodhouse Hyundai. Lease the 2024 Hyundai Sonata SEL for $299 a month for 24 months. Plus, when you shop Woodhouse Hyundai, you can rest easy with Hyundai Shopper Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Visit WoodhouseHyundai.com today. 24 months, 12,000 miles per year with approved credit, tax, title, and license extra. $999 down plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock H240775. Offer expires 7/1/24. See dealer for details.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you Monday night, the middle of June. Great to hear from Damon Benning, get his take about some of these local guys that have committed to the Husker football team. Damon's certainly locked into high school football in the state of Nebraska, so great to get his take on all of that. Art in Los Angeles on our text line said, Greg, I really like the way the schedule lines up. It's fantastic. Loving those night games. And, yeah, I'm not sure you could really put it any other way that this is a nice schedule for Matt Rurl here in year 2. And I think we're going to take full-time advantage of all of that. Pretty cool thing today, Jessica. The city of Lincoln is going to name June the 7th Darius Luff Day. That's a pretty cool little honor for the Husker hurdler.
Yeah, I mean, he's a local kid, just won a national title, the first Husker to win a national title in the 110-meter hurdles in program history. So I think it was in the works, but Darius didn't know until today. And so I think it was probably a pretty cool surprise for him. We were supposed to get him on last week coming off the national title win, but he got busy. He's working some camps. But I am told that he's going to stop by the studio tomorrow, so we'll be able to talk to him all about the Darius Luff Day and winning the national title. But oh my gosh, how cool is that? And just again for the local kid to go represent, but then to still be being celebrated. And I know he's training for the Olympics as well right here in Nebraska. So so cool and so happy for him.
I am too, and it was a little surprising, to be honest with you. I knew he would place and I knew he would be in the finals, but I don't know that I saw him winning. And that's just all on him. That's just his wanting to fight and try to get a victory, and good for him.
You know, he's been right there so close, and he's been an All-American so many times, but, for him to go get it done. And another thing that I want to talk to him about, which they talked about on the broadcast, and then he mentioned immediately in his interview, but they actually had a false start. And he did not get off to a good start. And so the having to come back and reset would rattle a lot of athletes, but it actually helped him. And that's what they were saying, the commentators on the ESPN broadcast, was that if there's anybody that's not going to be fazed by that, it's Darius Luff. And I think it helped him to reset and then get off to a better start, because even my dad noticed it from the start when they got off that first time and called him back. He did not have a good start. So then he put it all together after that. But hey, he took advantage of it and put it all together, and what a great story. And yeah, just the way that he was able to progress. I also think that speaks for recruiting as well. Brenton Emanuel, who just won the Regional Assistant Coach of the Year for track and field. He is really, really good, and he's a really, really great recruiter. He was the one that tag teamed the recruiting of both Bryce Turner and Jalen Lloyd with playing both track and football. And so, he's proven kind of what he can do, and then the development start of it. We had Garrett Kalin on here, who's the fastest 200-meter hurdle or fastest 200-meter runner in program history too. He's just a sophomore. He gives a lot of credit to Brenton, and so when we talk a lot about that development part of it with the football, it's really important in track and field too. And so you're seeing them not only bring in the talent, but also continue to develop them where they are getting better and better and better, and now winning national titles and setting themselves up to even maybe compete for Team USA and Olympics and even bigger things.
Well, I sure hope he stops by this week. I want to hear from Darius and congratulate him. And that's a cool thing. Winning an NCAA championship in that sport is really hard to do. And the Huskers had a couple champions this past week when they were out in Oregon competing for that. So
is there a Greg Sharpe Day anywhere really cool in the country?
No, that would never happen. Didn't Lexi Rodriguez get named
in her
hometown in Illinois?
Yep, in her hometown.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have a Jessica Coody Day. Cole Hartman?
Well,
is there a Cole Hartman Day?
You hopped around so much.
I did.
Right?
I did. I moved around.
Your dad moved you around. You didn't get your roots locked into one little community down there.
I know. That's all right.
Yeah. Does the NBA season end tonight?
I think so. I think so. I mean, it kind of got disappointing. It was pretty exciting, and then it just womp. Like, talk about peaking too early. The NBA playoffs peaked way too early.
They did. And I watched the Stanley Cup Finals, too, and they're the same way. It's just been a dominant for the Florida Panthers, and so neither one of those. That's why I really needed the golf to be as good as it was yesterday. You kind of wanted something to really pull you in, and that was incredible drama. I know we congratulated the big dog earlier, but that was really some impressive golf. I felt awful for Rory missing those two short putts, but man, Bryson is an entertaining guy to watch. He really is.
You know, I was one of the part of the camp that was not a Bryson DeChambeau fan a few years ago. He was just too much. But he won me over, and I appreciated how he approached the weekend. And Greg, did you see? I think it was live it was either on Peacock or the Golf Channel, that there was a guy, one of the analysts, that was talking about he was in the sand where Bryson hit the incredible shot. And Bryson pulls up with the trophy. And this is all happening live, and he talks him through it, and he's celebrating him. It just was so neat. I mean, I just think he's grown up. How he's approached things, and just there were so many moments that you could tell just the way that he was handling it. And this is a good time for golf, right? I mean, I know Scottie Scheffler has gone on a dominant run, but I love that there's different guys that are in the mix and that are competing, and it's drama, like you mentioned, that it's not just guys running away with it every single, major or PGA tournament. It's competitive, and that's what we like to see. I mean, I want to see in a U.S. Open it come down to the last hole and to maybe potentially have a playoff on the line, and I like that. That's what makes golf so fun to watch, and so there was a lot of fun moments, but I'm happy for Bryson, and he won a lot of people over. I think has started to win a lot of people over, I think, this entire golf season, but certainly won a lot more over this weekend, and I was one of them.
Yeah, his Q rating has gone through the roof. He's playing the final round of the U.S. Open. He's in a battle to win the thing, and he's walking from the green to a tee box, and there is a young man in a wheelchair, and Bryson steps to the side and signs his cap. Who does that? Tiger Woods would never have done that. He would have been so focused, he would have blown right by this. But Bryson had the peace of mind to see a young man and go sign his hat. If you watch that and you're still not a fan of Bryson, I can't help you.
I know. I agree. That was a really special moment. There was one, too, I think it was the last major, that he had tossed a golf ball to a little kid, but an adult stole it from the kid, and he came back, again, making his turn, I think going from probably the 9th to the 10th hole when he walks through the galley of people, and he stops and, hey, that's for that little kid, So he wanted to make sure the kid got the golf ball that he tossed to him. So I think there's been several moments like that. I think he's embraced it, and he's matured and grown up and figured out how not to let the moment be so much where he's so overwhelmingly intense and gets wrapped up in all of it. I think he's channeled his emotions to where it's like he gets fired up, but he doesn't, it's not too much anymore, I guess is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Good stuff. I know, Cole, I need to get to a break. Hey, Woodhouse Auto Family is your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. 402-413-2400. The numbers if you want to be a part of the program in the call or text. We're back to wrap hour one next.
Experience personalized service and exceptional deals at Woodhouse Lincoln. With cutting-edge technology and incredible design, Woodhouse Lincoln is the place to find your next luxury vehicle. Going on now, receive 2.9% APR for 72 months on the 2024 Lincoln Navigator. Or save up to $2,000 off MSRP with retail customer cash on the 2024 Lincoln Navigator. With approved credit, $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires July 8, 2024. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraskachiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Husker fans, check out the all-new Hy-Vee Perks program. Sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive perks, pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Hy-Vee, the official grocer, partner of Husker Athletics, and it's your one-stop shop for making your life easier, healthier, and happier. Visit your local Hy-Vee today. Again, coming up next hour, Britt Prince. Just get a chance to catch up with one of the newest members of the Husker women's basketball team. We'll have that, and we'll also have a little bit of the latest edition of Kicking Back with the Cooks. We talked about this earlier in the hour, that this was the episode where John offered up, if somebody can name his horse, they're going to give away a couple tickets to a volleyball match. You've got some updates on that, correct?
Yeah, so I had said this, but it was over 10,000 submissions for horse names that they are trying to work through. They took them all through the weekend, so they're getting organized now. They're going to figure out how they're going to tackle it and get Coach Cook to go through it and go from there, see how they're going to determine a winner. They might even narrow it down into another contest for the best 5 names or something like that. But again, are just starting the process of narrowing that down. So that being said, I guess there's a spam email that's been going out that's saying that, hey, you're the winner or you've won. I'm not sure exactly what the email says, but if you've got an email that's referring to you winning this horse naming challenge, it's spam, it's a scam, and so do not click on it. Do not click that link. They have not determined a winner yet. They're not really even close, and when they do, they will be reaching out directly through social media. So don't click on those email links from scammers saying that you've won the horse contest, because that is not coming from the athletics department.
How about that? Isn't that crazy? Stuff like that happens, but doggone it, kind of ruins it for some people.
I know,
Darn
terrible. And the fact that this is, I mean, people have hopped on trying to take advantage of this, something like this. So terrible. But just so you know, if you've gotten an email, don't click on that link.
Very good. Stay away from it, people.
And
Don't get spammed. By the way, I really enjoyed your interview last week with Coach Hoiberg. I'm excited. I think they did another really good job of putting this roster together. And I could tell in his voice, he really likes what he's got now for a team.
Yes, I think so. I think he really likes the group already. He can tell. And he started to could tell something special about this last year. And a lot of the coaches and players that were a part of it, when I would talk to them at the end of the season, when did you think that, okay, maybe this team could come together and do something special? They all pointed back to the summer. So there's a lot of newcomers coming in. They'll have to get going and getting gelled. But the fact that you've got some key guys back that can help set the tone for that, but they're veteran guys that are experienced and I think match the kinds of players that fit well in the system, fit well in this culture. And so I think they did an outstanding job, and now it's putting it all together and building that team chemistry. But I think they've got a really good group. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, after I listened to that, I was ready to go watch them play. So good stuff there. All right, 1 hour in the books. We're going to come back. Britt Prince is going to be in hour number 2. John Cook, Lauren Cook, part of Kicking Back with the Cooks, also part of hour 2. And hey, we got weekend winners right at the end of the hour. So a lot of fun still ahead. Come on back.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey Huskers, it's a new day in Nebraska. Manzer Equipment, Mertz Farm Equipment, and West Point Implement of Columbus have teamed up as True Ag and Turf. Coach Rule is bringing innovation and high-performance standards to Husker football, and True Ag is doing the same to your farm with game-changing Fendt equipment. As Big Red establishes power on the field, True Ag and Turf does the same in the field by welcoming Fendt to Nebraska. Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sap Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sap Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sap Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Good evening. I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Earlier today, Nebraska baseball gained a commitment from the transfer portal from former Creighton baseball catcher Hogan Haligso. Haligso is a .286 hitter that has 5 home runs and 49 RBIs in his 3 years with the Blue Jays. Haligso will have 1 year of eligibility remaining. Yesterday, Husker Volleyball picked up their first commitment for the 2026 class. Gabby DeVita, a 6'1" outside hitter from Michigan, is rated the 9th best prospect in the nation via Prep Volleyball and 10th by Prep Dig. Last season, in her sophomore year of high school, DeVita averaged 5.6 kills a set on a .445 hitting percentage, in addition to 2.9 digs per set. The Nebraska women's golf team added yet another transfer today, this time from Wichita State. Lauren Teal, a graduate of Wahoo Bishop Newman High School, is following in the footsteps of her older sisters Haley, Hannah, and Lindsay, who combined to earn 11 women's golf letters at Nebraska. Teal will have 3 years of eligibility remaining. The College World Series continued play up in Omaha today as Florida eliminated North Carolina State 5-4. They're in the top of the 4th between Texas A&M and Kentucky, and that game is scoreless and can be seen on ESPN. And later tonight at 7:30 Central, it's Game 5 of the NBA Finals as the Celtics host the Mavericks. The Celtics can win the NBA championship with a win tonight. That game can be seen on ABC. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here come the Razorbacks, bumping over the left. Gillen, she's stopped. Rick Allen, block number 11 for the team 16. They're body bumping in Lincoln.
Dillon turns, hands it off to Dowdell, left side, bounces to the outside, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Dante Dowdell.
Shelley throws down low. Markowski kicks it out to Jazz, knocked away by Marshall. 7 to shoot, 6 to shoot. Shelley for 3. You betcha! Huskers take their first lead of the game with 30 seconds left.
Here's the 2-2 pitch.
Called strike 3. Breaking ball outside corner. Make it an even 10 for McConaughey, and the Hoosiers leave 2 more here in the top of the 7th.
Now the 3-2, and Bretwell swings and hammers it deep center field. She's gone! Home run, Eva Bretwell, and a 2-0 lead for the Cornhuskers.
Tominaga with 9, 8, 7, starts down the right side, goes to the right sideline, 4 seconds, step back, 30-footer. Got it! Unbelievable! I don't believe what I just saw. Tominaga knocks it home.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
We're back, hour number 2 of our Monday show. So glad you're choosing to spend a few minutes with us here tonight. Got a great hour coming up. Going to hear from Britt Prince here in a few minutes. Play a little bit of the latest podcast, Kicking Back with the Cooks, with John and Lauren. And at the end of the hour, we're all going to spin in our weekend winners. And still time if you want to be a part of the program as well at 402-413-2400. Camden, Jessica had the scores from up in Omaha today. My goodness, the start of the College World Series has been phenomenal. Amazing games, walk-off wins. They had a late night start because of a thunderstorm on Saturday where they didn't finish till after 1 a.m. It's really been fun to watch. And this is 2 years in a row where the College World Series has really been high-caliber baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. That was probably going to be, spoiler alert, my weekend winner were the college baseball fans up in Omaha for the treat that they got the 3 straight walk-offs to start, how competitive it's been, and that's what you want. I mean, I guess you could argue you got it right, with the final field. So hopefully the fireworks continue and it continues to be entertaining, because that's what we all want. We don't want to see blowouts at this point.
Right.
We want to see close matchups and competitive games that have a lot of fireworks and drama, and we certainly have seen it. They have not disappointed up in Omaha this week.
And I say this every year, but what a great 10, 12-day commercial for the city of Omaha and the state of Nebraska. I mean, everything's about Omaha. They show you a lot of the night scenes and They've got different shots from around the town and the zoo and all those things. It's almost like a paid commercial for the city and in essence the state as well. It's just really remarkable for this area to have that.
It's funny because, again, just the downtown scene. You saw, again, the Jell-O shot challenge. We talked about that the other day at Rocco's that has become a national kind of sensation. And I know they donate to charity. And so that was started being really blowing up last year. But there's so many things that surround the ballpark. The Fan Fest is awesome. It's just the city of Omaha does so well with how it's, even if you don't go to the games, like I went down there last year and didn't go to a game, but had so much fun down there just being around the ballpark and in that atmosphere. And there's so many places you can go watch games and so many fun places to eat down there. And it's kind of funny, Greg, this year because there was a little bit more of an uproar about Oklahoma being in the softball, Women's College World Series and having an advantage, quote unquote. And a lot of the arguments were, wait till Nebraska makes the Men's College World Series. It just is kind of funny that comparison always comes back to, well, when Nebraska men make the Men's College World Series, because it's always Omaha and Oklahoma City that always host those two events, and they do such a great job of it, and it's become known for being the place to go, the destination place, and kids grow up, hey, I want to go to Omaha, hey, I want to play in Oklahoma City, and it becomes the dream when you're a young kid because it's been at those places for so long, and they've done such a great job, both cities, of really being the destination for both those both the sports. And so it was kind of fascinating, again, hearing this year a bunch of people all up in arms that Oklahoma has such a big advantage. But Oklahoma State hasn't won a title, and they haven't dominated, so I don't know if that's a fair argument.
Crypto wants to know if I think Florida's going to win it. No, I think it's going to be A&M against Tennessee is what I think the finals will be, but we'll find out by the end of the week.
Do you see those great A&M fans that made some headlines?
That made my blood boil. I was so, and because they were making fun of, I think, a bat boy that had died of cancer for Florida during the year. When you hear that, I was beside myself when I heard the whole story. I hope they keep those two guys out of Omaha for good.
What a terrible, terrible representation of a school. They had A&M jerseys on, and they were just carrying on, and it was all over my social media, people tweeting about it. I'll keep it there for the big dog, tweeting about it and posting about it, and just awful. And I'm glad they removed them. They're banned. They can't come back, but just terrible. So I'm glad they will not be back on the premises because you're right. It just was awful display.
So you saw that on X?
On Twitter.
Well, she's not from directly Omaha, but Elkhorn North. Britt Prince, I'm probably intending this pun, the crown jewel of the Amy Williams recruiting class for this upcoming year. All that group is now on campus working out. And earlier today, Jessica had a chance to catch up with Britt.
Got another newcomer episode for you as we introduce you to the new faces of Husker athletics over the summer. And today, a name Husker fans are very, very familiar with, Nebraska native Britt Prince. Britt, thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Well, you're all moved into the dorm. How was that? How was it getting moved in? I know you guys are living all together, the freshmen, but how was moving in and getting settled in?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good to get here, get to meet everyone again, and get all settled in our room. It's really nice.
You obviously know the team really well, and you've gotten to know, I know, your fellow freshmen, but how special was it for you guys when you pull up and the team's there, the coaches are there to greet you as you move in?
Yeah, really special. I mean, that's just what they're about, good team culture and all that kind of stuff like that. So, yeah, it was good to see them, and they helped us move all our stuff in, and then kind of got out of the way, kind of let us get settled in, so it was good.
Okay, who would be the number one teammate that you would hire as a mover to help you move?
Well, honestly, I got there, and then Coach Mays took me to the desk to get my key, and by the time I came back out to my car, all my stuff was already in there, so I was like, okay, I didn't have to move anything.
Wow, that's great. You got the good end of the deal on that deal.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have time to even evaluate their moving skills.
No.
That's awesome. So you, obviously, people around here know you very well, followed your high school career. Take me through your recruiting process, because I know it was probably stressful at times for you, just how you managed all of that, really from when you first started getting offers when you were an 8th grader to when you made your decision to come to Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really long process, but just kind of like taking it day by day, and my mom helped me with that a lot. I mean, like before they could call me directly, like they would go through my mom because she was my coach, so that made it a little bit easier, and just kind of like balancing out like the phone calls and then like your own life. And then yeah, I think once I made my decision, like there was kind of a weight lifted off my shoulders, and like really excited and happy with my decision. So yeah.
What advice, or what kind of, I guess, advice would you give maybe some younger student athletes that might go through the process of how to handle it? I mean, and how to manage all the things that go into it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just make sure you have a balance between when you're talking to coaches and you need time for yourself, and like the coaches understand. Like if you say, I'm gonna take like a couple days off and I'm not gonna talk to any coaches or something like that, like just focusing on yourself too. It's good. Yeah,
take the time you need, for sure. So you ended up landing on and committing to Nebraska. You had offers from everywhere, so many offers. Why did ultimately Nebraska feel like you wanted to stay here and play at home?
Yeah, well, I always grew up a Husker fan, and, you know, just being close by and close, like, it's always nice, like, if your family can come watch you and all that kind of stuff, and then just, like, the girls are awesome, and the culture and the coaches. Like, I have a good relationship with them, and all that kind of stuff played into it.
Who was your all-time favorite Husker? Who was your favorite Husker growing up?
I mean, I watched a lot of them. I mean, maybe I like to watch Taylor Kissinger, who's a really good three-point shooter, stuff like that, and obviously like Jazz, really good, and all of them.
So being a Nebraska kid, watching, you know, what Alexis and Allison Widener and even somebody like Jordy Ball, what was that like for you in your perspective, and just seeing those Nebraska kids stay home and want to play here?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, like, especially like Lex and Allison, like I've talked to them about that too. Like, they just say it's like really special being able to play for your home state and stuff like that. So, yeah.
You have known Coach Williams a long time. I think you played with Kennedy, right? Growing up. How important was that relationship to you when you are getting all these calls from coaches across the country, to have that background already with Coach Williams, and that trust, I'm sure, was a big factor?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, like you said, I've known her for a really long time, and just like, yeah, that trust factor, like, I know when she's saying something, like she's being real to me, and I can trust her, and like I really trust her, and I think that was, yeah, a big thing too.
So give us a scouting report on Kennedy, and I'm going to ask her the same thing. Since you guys played together, you're familiar with each other, what does she bring to the court?
A lot of things. I mean, she's a really good defender, good three-point shooter. She can also blow by you with her quickness. She's really quick. Yeah, I would say she was always guarding like the best player on the other team, stuff like that. So, yeah, just really like gritty. You'll dive on the floor for balls and stuff like that. But yeah, just a good overall player.
That's great. For you and your game, and just, again, I'm sure that was a big part of it too. It wasn't just staying home, but what is it about this program and how they play their style that you feel like your game will translate for what Husker basketball is?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've got like inside-out game, both skilled guards, good posts. I mean, like to run in transition, different people handle the ball, stuff like that. Got shooters like to shoot threes, stuff like that. So, I mean, I think all those things would work well with my game.
So when you guys just started practice recently, you're not completely dive in yet, I know. I started workouts, but what was it like? You've been recruited, you've seen that gym, but to be here and to actually officially be a Husker, how was that the first time?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's our third day of workouts, so it's been really fun. It's been like really good energy in the gym and stuff like that, but yeah.
You talked about your mom and how much she helped you through your recruiting process, obviously your high school coach. What were some of the early things that she instilled in you that allowed you to become the player that you became?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things. She yeah, coached me ever since I started dribbling a ball in my basement and stuff like that. Just, yeah, we would always work on ball handling a lot specifically and getting the right form when we were shooting when I was younger. So just like, yeah, perfecting my skills and stuff like that. And like, I wasn't even able to shoot threes until I got into middle school, just because like my mom saw all these people like checking up threes when they're younger and just like they're not strong enough yet and they don't have the right form and stuff like that. So yeah, just kind of mostly with skills, like teaching me a lot of skills like that.
You don't become the basketball player that you became without lots of work. And so what drove you when you were younger to continue to get better year in and year out?
I mean, I think I just fell in love with the game. I mean, my mom was always coaching, so I was always around it, like going to her practices and stuff like that. And I mean, when I was really young, like I just loved whatever sport I was playing at the moment. And then probably like once I got in middle school, I really started to love basketball like the most. So yeah, I just kind of fell in love with it.
You guys won 4 state titles there at Elkhorn North. How hard was that? What was that like chasing that year in and year out?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first year, like brand new school, no seniors, like not a lot of people believed in us besides us. And so we just had to work hard and work together. And then after that, it was kind of like we always had a target on our back and everyone was trying to like be the ones to beat us and stuff like that. And so we just had to know that we had to bring it every night and always be prepared and ready to go. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I think if you turn on and watch your film or watch you play live, even my dad drove up, and when he's from Oklahoma, and he drove up to watch you play, and the first thing you notice is just your vision and your ability to get your teammates involved. How much do you love doing that and being able to pass the ball around and get other people involved?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I love being able to make a good pass and see someone else score. Like, that makes me happy inside, like as happy as it makes me to score even more, you know? So yeah, I like getting my teammates involved, and yeah.
So you just recently had a camp, and you had a lot of campers there. You've been coached your whole life by your mom. How much did you enjoy doing the coaching this time around?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of girls there excited to learn some stuff, and yeah, it was good. Just, I mean, mostly all the stuff that my mom taught me is what I used at the camp to teach them. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Are you a yeller?
No, I'm not.
You know, just that part of it and being able to be an example. And we've seen, if you come to a Nebraska women's basketball game, they come back out and they sign autographs for however long, and just interacting with the young girls in the state. How important is that for you now to continue to be that role model and set that example for young basketball players, young athletes across the state?
Yeah, for sure. That's really important. I mean, that kind of stuff happened in high school too. So it's just like, yeah, continuing to be a positive influence and like a good role model to those little kids is really important.
What does that mean to you, that all these little girls look up to you?
It's super cool. I mean, like, I looked up to those people like they do. So, I mean, it's super cool that if someone's looking up to me, like, I need to be there and, like, smile and have a good conversation with them and stuff like that. And just, yeah, it's super special.
So when you make the commitment, and again, there are a lot of Husker fans paying pretty close attention, what was the reaction like when you put the post out and you make it official that you're going to be a Husker?
Yeah, just a lot of texts congratulating me, like a lot of my like friends and stuff happy to see that I'm staying close, and like all my mom's friends and dad's friends and stuff like that, just really excited and happy for me. And a lot of them wanted me to go here too, so it's just, yeah, really special.
Did you have to turn off mentions on your social media? I mean, it was like you were trending. I was all over my social media.
Yeah, I just didn't really go on my phone for that long. Yeah.
So, you know, for someone like you that's, you have built yourself into being a top recruit in the entire country, and expectations come along with that, right? And I always like to get the perspective of athletes, whatever sport it might be. How do you manage the expectations that come along with that, and just, you know, people expecting so much from you?
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta like believe in yourself and know that you've put the work in, and you know, you're not gonna have a good game every night, and I mean some people expect you to, but you're just not. That's not gonna happen. But just having like teammates there and coaches and parents and friends, whatever, just to support you, and you just have to believe in yourself and know that you put in the work to be there. So.
Okay, so what goes into this summer for you? What are you looking to do to, you know, make sure that you're taken care of, to make sure that you can come in and contribute right away for this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first couple of days have been good. I mean, just continuing to get to know my teammates better, you know, from that bond off the court, that'll help us on the court, and then getting to know all the plays and offenses and defense and stuff like that, just like familiarizing myself with that, studying it, getting in the gym extra, getting extra shots, all that kind of stuff.
You know, for a lot of freshmen, the biggest adjustment is that defensive part of it. How are you approaching that to make sure that you're also contributing on the defensive end as well?
Yeah, for sure. That's really important. And we just kind of like we're learning like the defense today to begin with. And yeah, it's a little bit different than like what I'm used to at high school. So yeah, just going to have to make sure that I like study that and I'm doing the right thing. And yeah, defense is really important if you want to be on the court. So.
What's been your perspective of just the chemistry that's already in place with a lot of players that are coming back, and what's already been established with the culture here and being a part of that?
Yeah, it's super cool to see. Like, everyone loves each other. Like, you could see, like, Jazz was shooting here the other day, and just, like, all of them being able to see her and then just, like, talk and laugh, and, like, they're going to miss her so much. And, like, you can just tell, like, the bond they have off the court and on the court is really special, and they really play for each other. So it's super cool to see.
How cool has it been for you to see the all the interest and the hype with the WNBA and women's basketball right now?
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, like, yeah, I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he was like, yeah, I got, like, season tickets and stuff like that, and he's like, yeah, there's just so many more people watching, like, the women's games now. And I'm like, I know, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, people wouldn't be talking about, like, women's college basketball or WNBA as much as they are now. So it's super cool and really exciting.
Great time to be a part of it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of that, I mean, have you thought about, and I know it'll be here before you know it, but just your first time, you've played in PBA, you've won state titles there, but in that Nebraska uniform, and how excited are you to run out there in front of Husker Nation?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, yeah, that'll be a really special moment, and yeah, I can't wait.
All right, Britt Prince, appreciate your time. Great stuff, and can't wait to see what you guys get put together and your contributions to this team this season. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed chatting with her, Greg. There's a lot of hype, but I know she's excited to be here. And this freshman trio, I think they're pretty solid. And I think I saw way too early rankings or whatever, and Huskers in the top 25. And this freshman class is definitely going to contribute. Now, Kennedy's going to redshirt because of her knee injury, which I also got a chance to talk with her. But Britt and Amaya both are going to play, I think, 2 huge roles for this team this year.
Yeah, and the cornerstone will be Alexis. I mean, when you have almost an All-American type player in the middle, you can certainly build around that. Britt's got a lot of talent, a lot of ability, and I think she's a true point, don't you? You've seen her play some high school ball.
Yeah, I think she is, but I do think she can score enough with Amy Williams' system and the way that she plays her guards, where everybody can bring it up, everybody can play every guard position, everybody can score and contribute in certain ways. So, but yeah, I think, her natural spot is probably point guard. I think now I'm not trying to say she's going to be Jazz Shelley, right? No, I don't want to put her in that role yet, but I think she can fill a lot of that void that the Huskers will lose if Jazz Shelley with all the different things that Jazz could do for an offense. Hopefully, I think Allison Weiner's on trend too, so I think those two will be able to play pretty well together. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty fun to watch how she fits. But absolutely, and I asked her about that, just being a distributor and her vision of the court, and that's her favorite thing to do is pass the basketball. She's really, really special and gifted at it. So I think they will be able to utilize that. There's a lot of different players on the court she's going to be able to get the ball to. You mentioned Alexis Markowski. I think there's going to be a lot of players that will benefit benefit off of her ability to spread the ball around and find teammates in ideal situations.
Very good. Woodhouse Auto Family. They are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. We're back to kick back with the Cooks next.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sap Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sap Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sap Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I got in a crash. I'm okay. I was wearing my seatbelt.
People count on you to buckle up. Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Experience a redefined car buying experience with Woodhouse Mazda. Visit the Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers during the Mazda Find Out event. Shop the versatile and capable Mazda CX-50 or the sleek and modern Mazda CX-30. Right now, receive 1.9% APR for 72 months or $2,500 in customer cash on a 2024 Mazda CX-50 Select. With approved credit, tax title license extra when financed with Mazda Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires July 1st, 2024. See dealer for details.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Welcome back, Sports Nightly, here on a Monday night. Late last week, we dropped the latest edition of the podcast, Kicking Back with the Cooks. Lauren Cook interviews her dad, head volleyball coach John Cook, where they talked about horses and a little bit of volleyball.
But Coach Cook, congratulations. You're coaching through 2028, brand new contract, and a brand new horse.
Really? Is that all a dream, or is that for real?
It's for real. It's in print. This is real. You're not dreaming. I want the unedited full story of how this came full circle and how all of this happened. From the beginning.
All I know is I found out how many people read the Wall Street Journal, because the article was in there yesterday, and a lot of people texted me that read the article in the Wall Street Journal. So they found it a very interesting piece. They knew nothing about volleyball, coaching, sports, the riders, or horses, but they found the story fascinating and ran it. But so
you were in the Wall Street Journal. You were at Fox News. I mean, ESPN. Every major news source. But some that don't even cover sports are heavily involved in the sports world, like Wall Street Journal, for example. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a cool story, but where would you like me to start, Lauren?
From the beginning. When the wheels started turning on this idea.
So when we were looking at horses, Mark Ray, who's Mark Ray Performance Horses.
When is this? Back in the spring?
This is all the way back in March.
In March, okay.
And I actually had been out. He trains horses at the Pitzer Ranch, so it's kind of a big all-in-one encompassing group out there. So anyway, I rode a bunch of horses. Your brother rode a bunch of horses we were looking at, and then when I went out in late March, Mark Ray brought out 415, and he goes, "I want you to ride this horse." And I said, "Okay." And as soon as I got on him, started riding and roping on him, I'm like, "Wow, this is a really good horse." He goes, "I just want you to feel like what a really great horse does and how it performs, and how you have to do very little, just let the horse do the work." And I was blown away. And so anyway, fast forward, the Pitzer sale, it's a very expensive horse. And anyway, he ended up not selling it in the Pitzer sale.
This is in April.
This is in April 27th. Okay. And he did what's called a no sale. So I have my theories on why he no sailed it, because the price was high, but he decided not to no sale, which the sellers have a right to do that. And this is a horse he got as a 1-year-old and raised it and trained it. So it's kind of, one of his babies. And so he's got a lot of horses though. So, but the 415 is a really good horse. And he just decided that he wanted to keep it. And I told him I was very interested in the 415, but it was out of my price range. And, and he's a lot of horse, and he's got a couple quirks that you have to work through with him. But once it's game time, he's good to go. So we just got to do some visualization and some breathing with him, and he'll be great. But so anyway, when I was driving from Nebraska to Wyoming after our spring match that week, I went out back to the Pitzer Ranch.
This is in May.
This is in May. Rode 415 again. And just rode him and appreciated him, and I'm like, man, I love this horse. And so anyway, that was it. So then I went to a couple brandings. So I spent the week out there and then drove up to Wyoming to see you guys. So when I was driving across the middle of Wyoming where there's nothing out there, Troy's texting me about my contract, some of the things in there, and I was just thinking, so I called a couple people because I thought, you know what, I the stair-step thing and all that stuff, I just would really love to get 415. So again, when you're driving, you think, and you're just, my imagination's going wild, and I said, hey, what do you think if we just get rid of all the stair-step stuff and put in a horse? And Troy loved it. And I said, you're going to make a lot of friends in western Nebraska. So the Cowboys love it. And anyway, we got it worked out. And so that's kind of the story. And it was, you know, to me, it's also, it's a horse that connects me with western Nebraska more. It's a horse that connects me more with Mark Ray and what he does. I think he's an exceptional coach, even though he's training horses and developing ropers and different things. He's got 2 daughters that are great ropers and rodeo competitors, and then Pitzer Ranch. And so now I can have kind of a horse here in Nebraska, and I can go out there and continue to learn and get better and continue to work with these guys. And Mark Ray is going to kind of help facilitate all this and help manage 415 and take care of him till he goes to Wyoming or wherever. But I can always bring him back to Nebraska. So it's kind of our relationship that we built and kind of why this horse would be a great horse to have. And but I'm really buying the team here. It's the Mark Ray team, and that's really what I wanted. That's really, really important to me. And those guys love it because it's, you know, they're getting a lot of recognition and people are appreciating what they do and their way of life, and it's awesome. And I cannot tell you, Lauren, how many people I have run into since this all happened that are from Erickson, and know somebody from Erickson, Bartlett, Burwell, Ord. It's unreal, the connections out there to people. Like one of the guys that's a security guy in Devaney, he taught 3 years at Bartlett. He was telling me all about it yesterday. He in his classes was one of the granddaughters of the Brinkman family that owns the Pitzer Ranch. So I mean, it's just like nonstop all the time. I'm running into people with connections out there. So it's anyway. There's the story.
Well, speaking of Nebraska volleyball and everything going on behind the scenes, can you give us any quick team updates? Coaching updates? I know you're recruiting, you have camps, you have players going into the USA gym, former players getting married. Give us all the team updates.
Oh my gosh, that is a whole show right there. So, okay, Nicklin just got married. Kenzie Maloney.
Congratulations. Wait, congratulations. Congratulations, Nicklin. Congratulations, Kenzie.
Kenzie got married a couple weeks before that. Maddie gets married at the end of June. Destination wedding in Mexico, I think. I was not invited. Let's see. Okay, Kelly gets married next January. So that's the wedding update that I can think of off the top of my head right now. Let's see. Everybody's here. So Layla and Taylor are here. So we finally had, you know, you see everybody together. It's like, okay, here's our team. So that's really kind of cool.
I have to tell you a quick story. Madden always likes to look at the roster on a computer, and she knows pretty much everyone by now. She'll go through and she'll say, you know, that's Merritt, that's Lexi, that's Papa, she even knows Jolene, the trainer. And so she goes through and all of a sudden she gets to Taylor. She goes, who's that? And then she gets to Layla, who's that? I don't know them. They're not on the team. So then we had to explain to her, you know, they're new, they transferred in, and so she goes, oh, I like them now. And then her uncle, my brother, Taylor, your son, his name's Taylor. And so then she was talking about how Taylor Landfair and her uncle, T.T. Taylor, have the same name. And she was really intrigued by that. So it's just funny.
Oh, yeah.
Toddler's perspective.
Yeah, cute. But they're all here. 3 of them are leaving next Tuesday to go to USA team, older USA team. That's Merritt, Lexi, and Taylor. So they'll train and try to make that team. And if they make that team, I think they go to Dominican Republic to play. And then 3 days after that, let's see, Laney, Olivia, Andy, and Bergen all leave to go train in California. And if they make that team, they will go to Toronto, Canada, and play in a tournament. So we'll have one group in one place, one group in another place, and one group here. So we're going to try to have fun with the group that's here, you know, kind of make it special. We're going to work really hard, but we'll do some fun things to kind of team bond and build with those guys. So anyway, that's kind of how our summer is. We start camps tomorrow, so the camps go here for the next 8 or 9 days. Then we go recruit, and then we come back and we have our dream team camp and our team camps in July. And then, the other big news that was just announced, came out today, was we'll open the college volleyball season against Kentucky in Louisville 3 days before the regular season starts. So we'll do what's called 0 week. They call it in football, like our football team, I think it was last year, played 0 week. They played 0 week before. So we'll actually start off college volleyball. They got an exemption to do that. We used to do that back when you played. It was called the AVCA Showcase, and it would always be a week early to just kind of promote college volleyball. So they're trying to bring that back. This is the first attempt of it, and it'll be us against Kentucky, and then Louisville will play Wisconsin, and in Louisville. And Lincoln Arnell or Jacob Padilla had a great line I saw. We should call it the John Cook Invitational, because Wisconsin was, my former old school, and then, of course, Danny and Craig Skinner are at Louisville and Kentucky. So it'll be kind of I thought that was kind of interesting. I never thought about it until I saw that. But it's not the John Cook Invitational, but it's kind of cool for me to, those 4 programs. There'll be a little more connection there with that. So we'll really have to get it done this summer, because we'll have less days of train. We start school that week. So it'll be, we'll have to really be prepared and do a good job.
Well, that's part of the latest Kicking Back with the Cooks. You can go find that on your normal podcast page, and you can access it as well off of Huskers.com. There's a lot more to that than what we were able to play for you here tonight. Well, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. All right, 402-413-2400. We're back with more of the show next.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. Find yours with Ford F-150. Gas, hybrid, or all electric. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, what you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Husker fans, springtime in Sharpe County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSharpe.com.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sap Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sap Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sap Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
If problem gambling is burning up your money, there's a way out. Help is free and confidential for Nebraskans and their families. No judgment, just help. Visit lifeafterbet.com. Rick Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Monday night. Always enjoy listening to Lauren talk to her dad. And, you know, it's with all the national championship trophies and the wins and all the things that John has accomplished, I think I really appreciate him, Jessica, for how many other coaches he has helped. He talked about there at the end, Craig Skinner, Kentucky's head coach, used to be here, Christy Johnson at Iowa State, Danny Busboom at Louisville. I think it's pretty impressive that he's kind of mentored these other coaches to kind of carry on a legacy.
Yeah, for sure. And you just see them every year, not just the ones you mentioned, but someone like Nicklin Hames, who just graduated, who was a GA last year, who Coach Cook really bragged about really having a potential in future in this. And Kelly Hunter, Jalen Reyes, the players that played for him, that want to get into it, that stick around and then learn under him. It's impressive, his tree and how and I think that also speaks for programs also say, well, look, the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. I mean, look at across the board how many coaches have gone on to do great things, and then not to mention he's the GOAT himself. So I think it also gives them a leg up in the hiring process as well. Rhonda Ravel's coaching tree is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, starting to grow. Is the one, it's hard to criticize Tom Osborne, but it was the one criticism of Tom is that none of his staff ever left. And so they didn't go become a head coach somewhere else to come back because they were taken care of so well here. And that's certainly a different way to do it. But John has certainly gone a different path than what Coach Osborne did. All right, we need to work our final break in. We're back with everybody's weekend winners. Can't wait for this segment. That's next.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here.
I feel better already. The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
A few drinks at home after work, a couple of hits at a party with some friends, over-the-counter drugs for a minor illness, a new daily prescription, and you're not quite sure how it makes you feel. It doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If it impairs you, driving becomes deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Woodhouse Nissan is an easy choice when shopping for your next vehicle. Right now, lease the 2024 Nissan Ultimate SR for just $255 per month, serving the Metro for over 20 years. This is Woodhouse Nissan. 36 months, 5,000 miles per year with approved credit, tax, title, and license extra. $2,995 down or trade equity, plus first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Discounted price based on sale price of $31,100. VIN number RN353132. Offer expires 7/1/24. See dealer for details.
Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs. They're the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Big sixth inning going on up in Omaha. The Aggies of A&M tallied 5 runs against Kentucky, and I am told former Husker AD Trev Alberts is in the building tonight up in Omaha. Well, we reserve the last segment on Mondays to recap the weekend and let everybody talk about weekend winners. So, Camden, I'll let you lead us off.
Thank you. I'm going to go with former Husker Adrian Martinez, not just from the UFL championship game, but his overall season. But his Birmingham Stallions won this past weekend for the UFL championship. He had 98 passing yards and a passing touchdown, and then he had 52 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, and was named the championship game MVP. And after the game, it was kind of cool to see Tom Brady hand the award over to him on the stage. I don't think he would have thought that would have happened before or in his time at Nebraska even. So,
hey, we heard Searles talking about that last week because Searles' agency represents him and saying that he needed a bounce-back game, and boy, I think he delivered in that.
He sure did. He made the comment in the post-game press conference that Tom Brady looked like a wax figure. I'm not sure that's going to help him a lot, but that's pretty cool for him. All right, Cole.
Yeah, I've got, I think, a pretty good winner here in that. So Stephen Curry's shoe brand announced Friday that they have signed Keisei Tominaga to a multi-year shoe deal. And Tominaga is Curry's first brand deal with an international athlete. So congrats to Keisei on that.
That's fantastic. Good for him. All right, Jess.
Well, I know it happened last Wednesday, but I can't get over it. I just got to give one more shout out to Izzy Pineda with the Corn Crib crew and how they announced the volleyball schedule with the clay figures. Cool. I mean, just brilliant. And some of those volleyball players should go into clay molding when they're done playing volleyball. It's incredible some of their figurines that they came up with. But if you haven't seen the schedule release video that they did, they put together the Husker volleyball players. They had them mold the opponents' mascots, and they did a cool photo shoot with all of it. But it was impressive. It was so cool. I've never seen anything like that. But they continue to set the bar and do things differently, and they're just the best in the country. So I just had to give them one more shout out for that.
Boy, I would have loved to have been there, wouldn't you?
I know. I wish you'd let me know. I'd love to watch it firsthand.
Oh, the laughter, the ribbing of that looks terrible. That looks good. I mean, that just.
And how they landed on who was going to get to do which mascot. Like, okay, you got to do the Horned Frogs. You know, like, so it was fun.
Well, my winner's Bryson DeChambeau. I'm so enamored by this guy right now, and his top tens at the Masters and the PGA, and now winning this, the way he handled himself with the crowds, the press conference, all of that. It was masterful. I was watching his press conference last night. I'm like, man, this guy is hitting every right note, and in his golf is just so exciting to watch. And so Bryson DeChambeau, my weekend winner, and I think there's going to be some announcements coming up, Jess, in the next couple of days about maybe some partnership between LIV and the PGA. Let's hope they maybe get that all back on track.
Yeah, because it's better when they're all playing together. I
totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Searles as your weekend winner. He did request that.
We did earlier. He got our love.
He did.
Camden, Cole, thanks to you guys for hooking me up remotely tonight. We'll be back tomorrow in a full 2 hours. Have a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sap Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sap Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sap Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Hi, this is Husker National Champion and Super Bowl champ Tony Veland. Throughout my football career, chiropractic care helped my athletic performance on the field and kept me in the game. Today, regular chiropractic care keeps me healthy and active to do the things I love. Chiropractic is safe and effective for all ages. Make chiropractic your first choice to reduce pain, improve your mobility, and feel better naturally. It works for me, and it can work for you too. Learn more at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Stay active with chiropractic.
Husker fans, springtime in Sharpe County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing.